Like we are live and running. Mark, how are we going today?
Yeah, good. Happy to help.
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm legitimately excited about sharing some of the functionality that we've got in here about building interactive experiences without code. I know everyone that I talk to who comes from a non-technical background are empowered. They feel excited about where technology is going. I'm hearing people who have never picked up a computer before vibe coding some of their own websites. And this is something that we're looking to harness and strengthen with the Legantic platform. And so I'm really excited to jump in and show some of the capabilities we've got, how you can go from prompt to live pay website in 30 minutes. I don't think we're going to need 30 minutes for the whole thing though.
No, I think we'll get there pretty quick.
which is a good thing. So, welcome to everyone who's joining us or watching us in the recording. Hello to the future you. What we're going to be focusing on today, I'll jump into the agenda. Oh, sorry. Love that our team get us set up with before I jump straight into the thick of it. Mark, do you want to give us the spiel? Who are you and why are you joining us today?
Yeah, so co-founder of Legantic and the CTO role. So working with the team to sort of coordinate and develop out our platform to support all of these fancy use cases that we're demonstrating one of today.
Brilliant, and always a pleasure to be working alongside you. I am Steph Kohler, the second of three co-founders of Legantic. You will notice Mark and I have the same last name. We are siblings, and we've been working together since we were about 5. So a few decades under the belt of building things together. Legantic is definitely our most scalable business to date. But Legantic was founded on the premise of harnessing this emerging technology, making it more useful, but wrapping it up in some of the safety and security elements that we've run into over our whole working careers in building software and technology solutions that need to scale and that need to have the safety, security, and reliability around it that businesses can run on. So I'm really excited to share some of the capabilities that we've got within the Legantic platform today. And we will, without further ado, we've got 30 minutes to get into building a website. So I don't want to delay with any more intros. We will get into it. So Mark, we're going to cover 5 key things today. We're going to walk away from this session having an introduction to experiences, getting those drafts going without that blank page feel, how we give that fine-grained control back to the user with the drag and drop elements in our experience designer, connecting some of that data to some of your own data so it's dynamically and live, as well as publishing it, getting this experience live on the internet. So some rapid fire agenda items for us to tick over today. So a quick TLDR of what experiences are. On the Legantic platform, we've got 3 core capabilities. We've got flows, which is the ability to add logic to it. We did a really good demonstration of that on our last LinkedIn Live, so you can go back and watch an introduction to those. We've got schemas, which is where your data gets stored. But the one that I find a lot of people get very excited about is our 3rd core capability, which is our experiences. And our experiences is how you can use the Legantic platform to build websites. Now, one of the main questions I get asked is, well, why did you call it experiences and not web pages or something similar to that? And it's actually very, very key to some of the extendability of what the Legantic platform can do. Not only can you use experiences to create a dynamic landing page, a website, a customer portal for people to access in there, all of the things that you would associate with traditional websites or web pages. You can also use experiences to generate out PDFs or PDF document formats like you would expect coming out from a Google Docs or a Word doc from there, which becomes really extensible as you're using the Legantic platform in everything from running your website through to building out your contracts or brochureware that comes through there. So some really big extensibility around what an experience is. Mark, if someone was to ask you, what is a Legantic experience, what would you say?
Yeah, it's essentially the interface into our capabilities that you want to expose to an end user, and whatever that interface is. So as you've said, it might be a website, it might be they're experiencing your data through a PDF export of an experience, or anything along those lines, or they're experiencing your solution through an email. So there's a bunch of different ways that the experiences can be leveraged that that can output in different formats, which is sort of key to that naming convention there.
All right, I love it. I love it. Well, let's get into experiencing experiences. I've been waiting to make that joke for a very long time. Apologies, I'll walk myself out on this. Marka, I'm going to share your screen now, so you can take us through generating a first draft with some of the vibe coding capabilities on Legantic.
Perfect. So, yeah, my screen's coming through here. I'm just on sort of the landing page of a quick space that we've set up here with a few different pre-built schemas that we'll run through in a second. But ultimately, I am here looking at those the landing page, ready to create one of our core capabilities, as Steph mentioned. So here we're going to jump straight into the experiences. So you can see here a quick overview of experiences, but we've sort of already gone through that. So I can just click straight onto this button and I'm presented with this screen. So what we're going to do is just mock up our team page to sort of parallel what we've got on our live website. So we'll use that as a bit of an example. So the first things you're presented here with sort of what you want to name the experience. This is just something internal to let you know and identify what your experience is. So we'll just say the team, and the title will come along with that. So this is what's sort of shown. If you were to export this as a document, this would be the name of the document. If you were to present this as a web page, this would be sort of in the title bar. So it's just what's presented to the end user. And then path name is specific to the website presentation around where this sits within your site. So we'll just leave all of those as sort of those default generated ones from what I've input as the name, and just hit create there. So once we actually hit create, we land inside of our experience designer. Now our experience designer here is the sort of the blank state of it, and you can see right smack bang in the middle. You can either drag a block in to get started, or as we've been talking about, get started with AI. So we might jump straight into that.
Absolutely.
All right, so when you click this button, you're presented with an experience on top of the designer there that lets you actually input just natural language, as you would expect with any sort of vibe coding capability, what you want this experience to be. So as I said, we're going to use a screenshot of our team page and put a bit of information around there. So we'll go use this image as inspiration. I want a team page for my website. We're going to go black background with white headers and gray body text. We'll use the inter font family, and we'll say keep buttons blue for us. And then what we'll do is I'll just paste in a screenshot that I've taken of our website. So that's just going to go straight in there, and the AI will use that as part of its generation process. So I'll just hit generate there, and we'll see it's doing its thing. So, as you know, it's going to take a little bit of time.
So whilst that one's generating in the background, Mark, I can see there are some categories that you could have selected as an optional input there, as well as the the text and the image that you added in. And there's also the model that you could select, a few different options on that as well, that talks about, I think there's a fast, a standard, and something else. Three different levels.
Yes, yeah, it's like highly capable along those lines. Yeah, so typically for a first go, you might want it to use the medium strength model, as we've gone through here. You can see it's done a fairly good job of replicating that image that we put through. And as I'm sort of scrolling through this and highlighting things, you can see all of these individual items that can be, or even individual blocks that can be extended or added to. And we can see we've got a join the team and view open roles one down here with the button has a border around it. So what this is indicating to us is the AI can go in and sort of give you that first draft and sort of set up all of the inputs or buttons or things that that you want the users of this experience to interact with, and then you're able to click into those things and actually associate them with different items. So we might say, okay, we actually want this call to action button to trigger a flow, or set some data on the experience, or something along those lines. So there's many different things that you can have a button do, and essentially, you're given the canvas an example of all of these things from that AI first draft.
Brilliant. So we're really getting over that that blank page feel, and we're using the vibe coding to start that. You still have all of the granular controls that you have with the Legantic Experience Designer. So Mark, if I wanted to go in and edit some of that text, how would I change some of those elements?
Yeah, so you can jump straight in here, and if we wanted to say, okay, we're looking at this text here and going, okay, we want to change the typography, maybe we want to bump up the pixel size of that a little bit. So you've got all of these really fine grain controls in these right-hand panels. So here we might go, oh, actually, we wanted that to just be a single quotation mark. So we'll just jump in there and backspace that one so that it looks a little bit more like the design we want. So yeah, lots of different pieces that you can do to customize and really get down to the details on that one.
Okay, and so for someone who's not really common or not familiar with our Experience Designer here, we do have three panels or three panels to look at. Over on the left-hand side, we've got the layers panel that sort of talks you through hierarchy of all of the different layers that are on the page. As you're highlighting over them, Mark, it's highlighting the content in there, and that can start to select. In the middle, you've got this canvas view, which is like a preview of what the experience itself looks like, and you can again click into each of those sections in there. And over on the right hand side, you've got the contextual menu. So depending on what the block that you select is, so you've selected an image type block there, you can go in and you can see that image. This is probably a really good example, Mark, as you've clicked into that image block. Instead of sourcing that from a placeholder example image, let's link that to one of the images that we've already uploaded into one of our schemas, that data that's already stored on the space there.
Yeah, absolutely.
How would you go through that?
I just switched that over to entity, and it's already defaulted to static. And we'll dig more into a bit more of the dynamic linking in a subsequent live. So jump straight into this one, and we just select our images schema here. From here, we can select this, and we can go, oh, okay, we want to select Steph and select Steph's image here, and you can see that's now populated in here. So essentially, the way that we manage all of the data in the system is through our schema capability, and that includes image data. So you're able to sort of either statically or dynamically link across to any image data that you want to load into your space. So I just click through here and sort of do that same sort of an approach where I go, oh, okay, yep, I want to link this one across to Mark, and that's automatically selected there. And then we want Carmel to show up on this one. So here we go on that. And that's got her in there now.
So if we were to publish this page, Mark, I'm looking up at the top right-hand corner. We've got a version. It's saying that this is in a draft state right now. And we've got a few different options at the top there. Do we want to give a quick run through, publish this one, see how it changes that version, and how we can go out and visualize this on a cloud or a preview of this in a live state?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I hit publish on this one, you'll see that the state of this experience has moved to published, and we can look at here and sort of hover on some of these details and see a bit more about that to sort of know when it was published. And then on the right-hand side over here, we've got 2 links here. So this cloud link will take me to sort of a preview for anyone who's authenticated and able to access this space as a Legantic user. So if you're logged in, if we click that one, then let me just share this tab now. So you can see here, we're now on the full screen version of this experience with all of this information shown through this experience. And that's showing within the studio. So
Brilliant.
I'll jump back to the experience designer now. And if I were to click through to the public version, now I'll show this one. Immediately, we're showing a 404 and saying it's not available. It doesn't show up. And that might be a bit jarring until we jump into the concept around what it means to actually say that a public user can actually access that data. So you can see here on this screen, it's at this legantic.app/team URL with our own Grateful Sapphire Parrot, apparently, is the name that was generated for this one. So that's I like that one. Jumping back to the actual designer, we can step out to the space and go into the details around how we get access to that experience for a public user. So
public user, you're saying anyone on the internet could then access this. It was publicly available.
Exactly. So you've got very fine-grained controls around what users can and can't access based on their role. And we've got authentication strategies that define sort of what user groups need or should fall into what roles. So to sort of de-blur that a little bit, I'll jump into the space settings and jump over to this auth tab. So you can see I've got two items on here. The first one up here is called a guest strategy. So a guest strategy, a guest authentication strategy essentially says, as you're saying, Steph, anyone on the internet that goes to that URL we showed will use this role. So we've got that role set up here as public, and we can see here that there's a couple of capabilities that role has, and that's only associated to the images and the team member schemas that we've got over on the left here.
Yep.
So going a bit fast through this one, but I do want to get into the 30-minute mark to get published. So I'll click into this role, and you can see here it's broken up. There's a bit of complexity here, but the main thing that I want to show is the experience section here and the experience that we just created. So the team experience. We want anyone to be able to view this experience. So we'll say we want anyone in this public role to have read access.
Okay.
And so we just save those changes. And if we go back to this one here and hit reload, we'll see now we've actually got that experience available on the public internet. So anyone on this live, if they wanted to, could go to grateful-sapphire-parrot.legantic.app/the-team, and you would see this experience. So that gives you a bit of a crash course and we made it inside of the 30-minute mark. So happy days.
So Mark, I'm going to challenge, we've got 1 more minute in our session. Yep. If I wanted to go in and change anything on that public experience now, can we go back in and ask our assistant to update some of those buttons to a purple or to a red to show how easy it is to change? So you're going into there and editing.
Yep, and I might go, okay, let's, I want to edit this button in this section down here. So let's jump over to the assistant here. I'm going to use, as you mentioned before, Steph, the fast model here, because I don't think it really needs to do too much. So we'll say, make this button purple, and we'll go from there. So working on your request, and you'll see it's gone through and it's given us a suggested edit. Now, that's the sort of way that these models are working, and the harness that we've put around these models is we want humans in the loop around anything that they're doing. So when we generated that first version and first cut of the experience, we were empowered to accept and publish that and sort of make sure that that's exactly what we wanted. Similar with these edits, we're presented with suggestions around how we want to edit the experience, and we can either accept or reject those. I'm going to accept this one because I want that purple. And as you can see, I've accepted that, and up in the top here, it's automatically given me a new draft version of the experience. So if we did want to jump back to that blue version, we can go back to the published, and we can see what that looks like as published. And I will note and sort of reshare to demonstrate, if we look at the published experience version, it is still that blue button. So no changes go live until you actually publish them through. So to do so, I'll jump back to this version and you'll see these publish buttons pop back up. I'll just hit publish, and if we jump back over to the experience, refresh the page, we've got a purple button.
Brilliant. So anyone can jump into the Legantic platform, even without any coding experience or any design experience, if you're myself inclined, and create some really robust websites, some PDFs, some emails on their experience designer using those AIs. So generating that with the AI to begin with, using the assistant to update, but you still have that fine-grained control of being able to go in and modify it on using our experience designer block editor. And with the built-in version controlled and publishing controls, you can have a really robust, safe and secure approach to publishing out your experiences on Legantic. We are 2 minutes over our 30-minute timeline there, Mark, but I think I'll allow it just for this once. This was a really good demonstration around how we can use that vibe coding tools, but coupling it with a lot of the secure approaches that we want to see, so that when you're going out there, you maintain control over everything that you're publishing out. And it's one of the principal tenets of the Legantic platform, is that we're always giving our users back that control whilst harnessing the emerging technology that makes their lives easier. So absolutely brilliant. This is why I'm so excited about some of the capabilities that we're getting out there and publishing, and really looking forward to seeing what everyone's building using these new tools on the Experience Designer there. So big thank you to everyone who joined us live. Hello to the future to everyone who watched the rewatch. And if you have any questions or want to share anything that you've been building, please feel free to drop those in the comments below. Thank you so much.
Thanks.